Hey folks, it's Andrew. Let's talk about optics. Optics is the study of light, vision, mirrors, and all that kind of stuff, which over the last couple of years, we've all had to think a little bit more about how our cameras are situated, where our lighting is, and how our audio sounds, and what types of things we want on camera and how clear they look. So one simple problem is that there are times when you want your camera to collect footage other than your face. And short of taking your laptop or webcam and trying to angle it in goofy ways, it can be quite tricky to gather the footage that you want to gather. So one tool you may want to consider adding to your toolbox is a tool called the Mirror Cam. Now this is an Ipevo product, and the Mirror Cam is a tool that folds up like this. It actually arrives flat and it gets folded into this kind of shape. Now what it does is it allows you to use the mirror to change where your camera is gathering its footage from. So this particular tool is going to go over your webcam like this and shine downward at your keyboard. Now what's nice about that is if you have to show your students keystrokes on your keyboard, it can be really useful. But what's even better is that each Ipevo Mirror Cam comes with one of these handy dandy little whiteboards that fits right in the shape of your keyboard. Now, there are times when the image gets distorted, and here you can even see that even though like what I see is a perfect rectangle, in the image these outer edges look like they're sort of gonna converge, like they're not parallel. The good news is there's a tool for that. And for that tool, we're gonna go back to Ipevo. So if you go to ipevo.com/software, it's gonna bring up a variety of softwares that are designed to support the tools that they sell. And most of these are free to download for those of you who are on Windows or Mac devices, and have web versions for those of you who are on Chromebooks. So the tool I want to highlight here is called the Ipevo Visualizer. And the Ipevo Visualizer, it shows you all these different tools. Now, just to give you a sense of what this tool might be used for by design, some of these webcams that they sell bend in all sorts of different directions. Okay, so you can have it shining down, straight down on something, but you can also bend it up and point it out at your class, or you could point it at a student who's giving a presentation so that somebody who's remote can still see or hear it, or so that you can record it for feedback later, those kinds of things. When you do that, depending on how the camera is oriented, the picture might be sideways or crooked or upside down. Okay, so having a tool that gives you the ability to change the way the image looks on the screen based on what's being recorded on the camera can be really, really helpful. So we're gonna click on this download now, okay? And you can see that depending on what tool you're using, you're gonna choose a different option. I'm gonna show the web application today. And this is a tool that opens up, you can open it up, this is a tool that just opens up in a web browser. You can save it with a bookmark. Okay, it's gonna wanna use your camera, of course. So I'm going to shut my camera off here so that I can give it access to my camera here. And these features all along this side are the tools you're gonna be able to use to update the image that you have. So I'm gonna fasten my mirror cam back on here. Show a little bit what that looks like. Okay, so let's suppose that we're dealing with this situation where we've got an image that's a little bit distorted and is very clearly been mirrored, okay? So these buttons here give you the ability to impact that. Okay, so this button here will switch the horizontal orientation. This one will switch the vertical orientation. So this tool here gives you the ability to skew the image one way or the other. And this tool is a rotation tool. that allows you by clicking to do 90-degree rotations. You also have a tool that will zoom in. So, and then you've got a freeze function down here with this little snowflake. This one gives you your grid lines, and you've got a simple annotation tool as well. And the fact of the matter is that as you start to get more creative with the things you want to use cameras to do in your classroom, to either record science labs or student demonstrations of the things that they've learned so that you can show them to their parents, or ways of connecting people who are remote into your classroom, you may need to get a little bit creative with how the cameras are set up, which cameras you're using, what camera angles, and things like that. So having a tool like the Ipevo Visualizer gives you the ability then to spend less time stressing out about getting your camera set just right, because you've got a tool that can adjust the image once the camera is collecting it and sending it to your computer. So there's a couple of tools from Ipevo. I hope that was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you around.